everyone, it's Mads from Denim and Blether, and I'm here with Laurence Archer from Grand Slam. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So we are here at Rock and Place today, and you're going to be playing a set very soon.
Yep.
So how does it feel to be back out playing with the band after the last couple of years we've all had?
Well, obviously it's great to be out. We obviously, when I put the band back together again, we did our launch tour in 2019, early 2020. Unfortunately, we had to basically stop our whole plans for that year because of the whole COVID situation. We were due to go to America and relaunch the band in America. So it's been a bit of a painstaking wait, really, to get it to this point again. But you know, we're onwards and upwards now. But it feels great to be out again, and we've got lots of European festivals, and we've got a small warm-up UK tour in September, and the things like Planet Rockstock and various decent little festivals. So yeah, we're really happy about that, and we're also opening up to Sweden. We're in Sweden next week, in Belgium just after that. So and when we first came back after COVID, we did a couple of shows in France, and we were just absolutely blown away by the response, and we sold all our merch, and it was sold out, so we were very happy. So it's really good to be back, really. It's great to be back, and we've got a lot of sort of hope for the future, as it were, now.
Yeah. So the band was obviously formed sort of, quite a long time ago with Phil from Thin Lizzy. But obviously the first album didn't come out until 2019. What was the story behind the wait with that?
So initially, after not being morbid about it, but after Phil died, I didn't really want to jump on any bandwagon. I didn't really want to necessarily be involved in anything directly. In fact, I refused to do any of the vibes in Ireland for a while, because I just didn't feel it appropriate. Phil was a good friend and a good mate and a good work colleague of mine, so I didn't feel it was appropriate. But the thing I always had intention to make the album to showcase the songs as they should have been recorded in the first place. Unfortunately, people have got hold of very average and, I would say, work in progress writing demos that Phil and I were doing at the time, which weren't particularly showcasing the songs. They weren't showcasing the songs at all as they should have been. So it's always been my goal to get them out there in the way they should have been out there in the first place. So I had to get to, as we spoke about before, I was in the film industry. I was still playing, after I left UFO and various other, I got involved in design, and I was in the film industry for quite a long time. And then in 2018, I was filming Death in Paradise in Guadeloupe, and I was there for 7 months. So I finished writing the album, or the new songs on the album, and Mike, the singer, came over to Guadeloupe, and we did some pre-production writing. And that really was my opportunity, big time in my life and financially, to be able to go, okay, now I can step aside from that and go back to playing music and do it properly. So it was really about the right time and the circumstance. It wasn't really, there was no planning when it was going to happen, but I just knew I'd know when it was the right time.
Yeah. So I believe there's some new music on the way as well, hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you have an update on that for fans?
Well, I live in Spain now. Mike's been in Spain with me for a while, and we've written quite a lot of new material, certainly more than an album's worth. And we are now discussing, we're starting our own label, and we're discussing how we're going to release these songs. I'd like to release essentially a taster of maybe three songs, maybe still a song that I wrote with Phil back then that we haven't actually done yet. We are going to do it tonight, but we're probably going to do a taster of like three 3-song EP, try and get it out on limited vinyl. Due to COVID, all these things take time now. You know, there's a waiting list of vinyl pressing and various other things because there's such a backlog of everything. But we're hoping to have something out certainly by late this year, and then a full album early next year.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So you've performed and worked with some top musicians throughout your career. So what are some highlights for you personally?
Obviously, in the early days, being on tour with Gary Moore was a massive influence on me, and getting to know Gary. Then obviously joining up with Phil. You know, I mean, as a kid, back in the day, there used to be a program on BBC television called Sight and Sound in Concert, and it had everybody from AC/DC to Thin Lizzy and whatever. And when I was sort of 16, you know, I said to my dad, that's what I want to do, that's what I'd like to do. You know, weirdly, within 2 years I was playing with Phil. It was a bit of a strange thing, you know, it happened so quickly. But then other highlights are, you know, I've done stuff with John Entwistle, and then I joined UFO. UFO, we've just released, Cherry Red have just released the 2 albums I did with UFO, and they've got great reviews, so I'm very happy about that. Working with Pete and Phil from UFO, obviously, and taking Michael's place was a bit of a, you know, that was another album, another band that I used to listen to when I was younger. So being in that position was quite a strange one, you know. I've had too many to mention, really, singular moments in my life that have been great, but just, I would say special moments were sitting on the stairs with Phil at Phil's house, talking about the songs, talking about naming the band Grand Slam, for example. You know, just being with him in a personal space and trying to be normal and not sort of a wide-eyed kid with not, you know, because he was a big hero of mine for a long time, and Lizzie were a big influence on me. Gary Moore coming up to me saying that he really liked the guitar playing on the songs that I did in America with Phil, and you know, that was another big wow moment for me. You know, something I wasn't expecting. But yeah, there's been a few. Some I probably can't mention. You know, if anything to do with Pete Way and Phil Mogg, then you know, it's there was a lot of pranking going on and lots of yeah. So, but yeah, my time with Pete Way, you know, I mean, Pete Way, as you probably know, influenced so many people. Not so much as a musician, but his stagecraft and his antics on and off stage. You know, he was a crazy mother. So it was a good, you know, it was a good experience for me, and I love Pete, and Pete loved me. We had great relationships, so that was a pretty special time in my life. Yeah.
Amazing memories.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for chatting. Have a great set tonight. Guys, make sure you check out Grand Slam and come back to Denim and Blether for more. Bye.
Thank you.